We are almost a month into the spring semester, and so far, so good. Some of the areas that I feel we need to do a better job is people consistently wearing their masks, that's students, faculty, and staff, and more people showing up when you are invited to do the sentinel testing. I think if we can do a better job of that, then we can continue in full force into this semester. So if you've been watching any of the national media, you will see that vaccine supply and allocation to states is a constant topic of discussion and controversy. The Alabama State Public Health Officer came out and said that they did not get the full allotment they were promised, which then transfers down to entities like Auburn and everybody else in the state. Right now, we have not been told that we're getting another allocation yet, but the expectation is we will eventually get another allocation. We will begin doing second doses this week for those who are eligible for those second doses. As you know, it's 28 days from when you got your first dose. So do us a favor, do not call, do not email whether or not you're going to get a second dose or when you're going to get the second dose. You know, as we get them and as we will then send you an email inviting you to schedule for that second dose on the date that would be the 28th day or later. That's when you should be looking out for it. Otherwise, right now you're clogging up our emails and phones, and it's not going to help you get a second dose any more than when you're supposed to get it. So in regards to adverse reactions, the ones that we are most concerned about are people who have what appears to be like a delayed anaphylactic reaction. If you have an acute anaphylactic reaction, it's probably going to happen while you're there right after you get the vaccine. That's why we make people wait at least 15 and up to 30 minutes at a time. But you can have a delayed anaphylactic reaction, which is where you will have difficulty possibly breathing, feeling like your throat's tightening, you get short of breath, your heart rate may go up, you may get nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. There are lots of things that can be considered a true adverse reaction to the vaccine. Those are all available on the CDC's website, and I believe they're available on the A Healthier You website. Additionally, it's not uncommon to have side effects to the vaccine. Side effects include pain or discomfort in the injection site, muscle aches, low-grade fever, a mild headache, things like that. Those are side effects. What that tells you is that your body is responding to a foreign material, i.e. the vaccine, and so your immune system's kicking in and working. So don't mix up side effects versus adverse reactions. And then a new phenomenon that's being seen across the country with the Moderna vaccine is a rash specific to the site or the arm where the vaccine was given, and it's being called COVID arm. And we've had a few of those cases here at Auburn. It's not a true allergic reaction. It's a reaction, it's benign, and it does not stop you from getting your second dose. So right now, as you can see, we're having a lot of discussion about the variants that are popping up in Brazil, South Africa, the United Kingdom. As the virus infects more people and over a longer period of time, you can expect, like we were expecting, variants to pop up. This virus has logged more than 4,000 mutations since it started. But the variants are the ones that get of concern are the ones that will either increase contagiousness, possibly death rate, things like that. We don't know enough data yet on these variants. I would expect that we will see a US variant eventually, seeing that the United States is the number one country in the world with the most cases. I expect we'll see an Indian variant at some point or a Russian variant at some point. So the expectation is as this pandemic prolongs, we will see more variants. Now, why is that important? Because if the variants become more contagious, we'll see more cases. Same thing with regards to over time, the vaccines may not be as effective to the variants. And again, that isn't fully determined. There's only one vaccine so far, which isn't yet licensed in the US, that showed a decreased response to the South African variant. But stay tuned for that. Let me give you one secret though. Doesn't matter which variant, they all don't like going through masks. So mask wearing, sanitizing hands, and keeping your physical distance works against all the variants. So with people coming back to work, your best practices are, number one, wear an appropriate mask for your situation. Wear an appropriate mask. Number two, bring your own personal supply of hand sanitizer, okay? You may want to bring your own personal supply of wipes down for your desk area because no one knows better how to clean your area probably than you do. And then finally, limit your interactions with people. Don't do it unnecessarily or for unnecessary lengths of time. I think if you do all of those things, you enforce. Everyone is responsible for enforcing the mask policy, okay? Because it's protecting you and it's protecting other people. So I don't want to meet with anyone. I don't want to be in face-to-face with anybody if they're not wearing a mask. That includes in my own clinic, in my own office. So just enforce those things and you'll be fine. The other thing is where I've seen some people pick up getting infected. Another best practice. I know you hate eating lunch alone or meals alone, okay? But that's when you let your guard down. When you let your guard down is when you take that mask down and then you're face to face with other people, especially in a lunchroom or at a restaurant or something where you've been doing real well all morning and even all afternoon. But during that lunch hour period, here you are, with mask down, talking to people, etc. Perfect setup for the virus to spread if you have it. So, even if you are eating with others, you want to distance and you want to use that mask as much as you can, except for when you're eating or drinking. Then you can let your guard down, but by letting your guard down, you give the virus an opportunity.